The Nightbeat starts right now.
Tonight, 9 people in custody after a human smuggling bust in southwest Bexar County, and sheriff's deputies and federal agencies zeroed in on 3 different sites for this bust.
Yeah, the night team's John Paul Barajas joins us live at the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. John Paul, investigators tell us this comes after weeks of surveillance.
Steve, Stefania, that's correct. Sheriff Javier Salazar explained to us that a few weeks ago they had some very violent crime of cars ramming into each other and shooting at each other that was just completely uncharacteristic. This cold's got me a little tongue-tied for that rural county community. So they started surveillance in that area, and that led them to this bust.
A human smuggling bust turned into 3 scenes, the biggest at a home in southwest Bexar County near Somerset. The second, not far from that home, just up the road. And the third was a traffic stop of an 18-wheeler on the 410-35 interchange.
Today, we developed some intelligence that there may have been some stolen vehicle involvement, along with some smuggling operations. And so our organized crime group converged on this area.
Sheriff Javier Salazar explained they were able to bring in 9 suspected human smugglers, 15 victims, and $60,000. At this time, all the victims seemed to be okay and were supposed to be heading north, some as far as New York. They're all now in Homeland Security custody. Sheriff Salazar adds, in searching the home off of Briggs Road, they made an interesting find.
There was a pretty sizable altar to Santa Muerte, which is the patron, what's considered to be the patron saint of drug smugglers.
Although no drugs have been found in this bust yet, he is confident this group that was stopped today is part of a much bigger organization.
Once we gather intelligence from a case like this, we feed it to all the partner agencies, and then everybody starts working from their end. And so from here, investigations like this tend to spiderweb out. And so absolutely, I think this one's not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Sheriff Salazar adds that these criminal organizations can bring lots of crime and violent crimes to the community. So he says anybody out in the county that sees anything that is suspicious or might be off to them, to please call them at 210-335-GANG. You can remain anonymous. At the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Now to a family desperately looking for answers. Take a good look at this picture. Have you seen her? This is 15-year-old Angelina Medina. She's missing. She was last seen yesterday on Merida Street, that's near Martinez Park on the city's west side. She's 4'9", has a septum piercing. If you have information on her whereabouts, call SAPD's Missing Persons Unit at 210-207-7660. From a new search to a family that's been waiting for months. We're nearing the 2-month mark since little Lena Keel disappeared. The reward now rising in this case in hopes of finding the little 3-year-old. She was last seen at a playground at her apartment complex off Fredericksburg Road back on December 20th. Crime Stoppers and the Islamic Center of San Antonio offering a combined $170,000 for information into her disappearance. $170,000. If you have any information, you could be eligible for the increased reward. Call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
Please be careful. That's what people in South Bexar County are begging from their neighbors after a fire earlier today. We brought it to you at 5 and 6 o'clock. This one happened on Sea Spray Road near the Atascosa County line. That fire burning through 15 acres, also damaging one structure. Firefighters did put it out, but it took them a while because of all the winds and the hot spots. And while fire crews investigate what caused it, people who live in that rural area want people to be extra careful because it's so dry there that a fire can easily start.
We don't really have a lot of trash pickup, and there's not that many fire hydrants out here. And so that's one of our problems out here, is a lack of resources for water hydrants. So when we do have fires out here, we have to call out other areas such as Atascosa and Wilson County to kind of alleviate what our Bexar County Fire Department can't really provide out here.
So people are asking those who live in that area to not cook or even burn trash outside because it's so dry. And Adam, we're no longer under a red flag warning, but we do need rain.
Oh, absolutely. We need rain. Let's take a look at the latest drought monitor. It's updated every Thursday, and not just us, but a good chunk of Texas needs the rain. In and around San Antonio, you get into Atascosa County and you see as you go southward, that's when the drought conditions just worsen. The farther south you go of San Antonio, and that's where we got into the fire conditions. And today we had a combination of very low relative humidity and high winds. So any little spark that could get away had a good chance of creating a fire and spreading rapidly. Still gusty out there. Winds between 20 and 35 miles per hour, and temperatures are falling off quickly as a result. Helotes isn't 26. I know it shows that there. That's an error. We're going to talk about who's going to get down to freezing tonight and what this cold front means for the weekend, and even some rain chances in the forecast in a bit.
Now tonight, family and friends coming together to honor a man who was killed in a construction accident. Dustin Sips is his name. He died when a bulldozer flipped over just south of Bernie on Tuesday, and his loved ones gathered at that very spot where he lost his life. You could see they were wearing red and they carried balloons. They hugged each other, shared stories, including Sips's cousin, who described him as a man with a strong work ethic and a kind heart.
Weather like this, he would be the one that would take off his jacket and just give it to anybody like off the street. You know, I know that said a lot about other people, but he was just one of those that would go above and beyond for everybody.
That family is making funeral arrangements for him. He was just 29 years old and the youngest of two sons.
In other news tonight, noise. San Antonio limiting hours for construction projects and therefore construction noise. City Council approved a plan to allow construction projects from 7 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. But there are exceptions. Crews can still pour concrete and use some machines outside those hours. Contractors have to get special permission to work outside of those hours, though, as long as they give the people who live nearby a 3-day warning.
Now, new on the Nightbeat, Harlandale ISD is hoping that voters will approve a $125 million investment in students. It's for a bond package that'll be on the ballot on May 7th. The Night Team's Patty Santos explains what the bond is for and how much it'll cost taxpayers.
Harlandale ISD hopes district voters will see the need to expand and improve school facilities for its 11,000 students. Voters will decide on a $125 million bond package to help with that. If approved, the district says that would mean a tax increase of about $60 a year for the average homeowner.
It's almost like a cup of coffee a month. So that's a $5 tax increase.
The proposition is broken down in 3 parts. Prop A is a $93.5 million bond that will include the construction of a new multi-purpose building and an ROTC building for McCullough High School.
We have a lot of students who want to be in ROTC, but it's just crowded in there. And so we need a place, a better instructional facility, place for them to be able to do exercise.
The money would also go towards turf on fields, lighting, and other upgrades. A bond committee will decide how to spend the remaining $30+ million. Educators say there are many needs.
We hear so much from our kids when it comes to, sir, why don't we have plumbing anymore? Why don't we have HVAC anymore? Why don't we have electrical?
Proposition B puts aside $22 million for mandatory maintenance and upkeep. It could also help refund the upgrades currently underway at Harlandale and McCullough High Schools.
You're looking at an auditorium that was nearly 75 years old, getting a total upgrade that would give not only our students opportunity to have something that is very current, but also for our community use as well.
Prop C is a $9.5 million bond that will help complete construction at Memorial Stadium.
My sisters all work in the district, so it really does affect our own kids as well, not just, the kids that we educate.
Election day is May 7th. The last time Harlandale ISD passed a bond was in 2015. It is also worth mentioning that if this does pass, the rate increase will not affect homeowners over 65 years of age. Steve?
Thank you, Patty. Now for a look at the COVID-19 numbers in Bexar County tonight. Metro Health reporting 404 new cases. Now that case count the lowest we have been seeing in quite some time. The death rates, though, are actually higher. Today, 10 new deaths were confirmed. In our hospitals, there are 553 COVID patients. 155 are in the intensive care units. 83 are on ventilators. A potentially deadly bacteria. That's a concern for several kinds of baby formula. What you should check for coming up.
Also, less than a day after we told you about several thefts in a far west side community, things are changing.
Plus, airlines have seen more than their share of unruly passengers. We've done a lot of stories on them. Dozens of those cases are now being shared with the FBI. We have that story for you next on the Night Beat. Now to a crackdown on unruly plane passengers. The Federal Aviation Administration sending 80 cases to the FBI for review, with hundreds of incidents already reported this year. There's a push to add those passengers to a national no-fly list. But as ABC's Morgan Norwood reports, lawmakers are actually speaking out against the move.
Gonna have a bike pursuing a suitcase in a minute.
In just the first 6 weeks of 2022, there have been 500 reports of unruly passengers on airplanes and at airports in the U.S.
Go to the terminal.
This woman in Orlando's airport riding away from police on a motorized suitcase.
You're under arrest.
Law enforcement say she was angry over being denied boarding because she was too intoxicated. Then there's this incident happening just days ago. Passengers on this American Airlines flight holding down a man who allegedly tried to open the door mid-flight. The plane from LA to D.C. making an emergency landing in Kansas. The sudden drop terrifying passengers. The FAA is now sending 80 unruly passenger cases from the past year to the FBI to be reviewed for criminal prosecution. The agency reporting nearly 6,000 air rage incidents since 2021, 2/3 related to wearing masks. The country's biggest flight attendants union has joined Delta Airlines calling for a federal no-fly list that would ban people convicted of disrupting flights from traveling on any airline. But some Republican senators opposing the measure, sending a letter to the U.S. Attorney General, arguing that a no-fly list would unfairly target individuals who don't want to wear masks. The senators adding creating a federal no-fly list for unruly passengers who are skeptical of this mandate would seemingly equate them to terrorists. And the Association of Flight Attendants responding to that letter in part saying we need clear and consistent rules with strict consequences for those who cannot respect our collective efforts to keep everyone safe. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And following up on this, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and U.S. Representative Beth Van Dyne want to end the requirement that you have to wear a mask on planes. They're suing the Biden administration to end that mandate. They argue the CDC doesn't have authority to keep the mandate in place. The mandate's set to expire on March 18th unless it's extended.
And now there's a recall alert on powdered infant formulas, and they include the ones made by Similac, Elecare, and Alimentum. Now, the FDA is concerned that they could be dangerous, that there could have bacteria in the formulas, which were made at a facility in Sturgis, Michigan. Now, that may be linked to the hospitalization of 4 infants and 1 death in 3 states. The FDA says that parents should avoid using those formulas if the first 2 digits on those products are between 22 and 37, and if the expiration date is April 2022 or later. Now, right here at home, Bexar County deputies say that they're finding a lot of drugs. Cocaine continues to top the list among traffickers, followed by meth. In January alone, the sheriff's office took $1.1 million worth of drugs, and February could top that. Now, we have an update to a story that we told you about yesterday. The Alamo Ranch community that experienced thefts this week because of a broken gate tells us the issue's been fixed. We've also learned that the Ford Flex that was taken has been found, but it's unclear at this time whether police have actually arrested the suspects. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
And live cam tonight, 41 degrees out there. The temperature just continues to drop. Hard to believe we were at 80 earlier today.
Well, we were pretty close to it. Yeah. And other locations, some viewers out there, we're at 80 degrees earlier today. Here in San Antonio, we topped out at 76. Yesterday, we were 80. And that was at about 2 o'clock. Then the cold front hit and temperatures quickly fell off. And we haven't even hit our low temperature officially for the day. But earlier, Pleasanton was 82, Cotulla 85, even Creeksville Springs 81. What a difference that north wind makes. It's also been pushing in some dry air as well. So let's take a look at the conditions out there. 41 here in San Antonio, dew point at 26. We have that dry air. North wind at 20 with gusts up to 35 at times. So breezy and blustery through the night tonight, but come Sunrise tomorrow, the wind is going to start to taper off. Dew points are down in the 20s, and it's going to be another dry day tomorrow on into Saturday. Sunday's going to feature some increasing humidity, which then by Monday, it's actually going to feel muggy outside. So return to the muggy feeling first thing Monday morning, but it's going to be brief. Surprise, surprise, another cold front pays us a visit early next week. All right, here's a look at temperatures statewide, and you see the wind is coming out of the north. So temperatures to the north of us, 20s and 30s. That cooler air is spilling southward. Abilene right now at 29, Oklahoma City 22, Dallas at 33. Get down to Brownsville, still 65. It's taken some time for that cooler air to work southward, but it gradually is moving south through the state. Rock Springs already down to 34, along with Kerrville, Fredericksburg 33. Meanwhile, we're still 53 in Cotulla, so still working on that cooling trend in locations south of San Antonio. This is what we're expecting tomorrow morning. Basically, north of Highway 90, a light freeze. So Kerrville, 28 degrees, Canyon Lake, about 31 degrees. Even parts of San Antonio should have a brief freeze, and even if you don't actually hit 32 degrees, it's going to be pretty close. So it's a good idea. Take the necessary precautions with the pets and the plants overnight tonight. Tomorrow, we don't warm up a whole lot. We'll be in the 50s most of the afternoon and then briefly top out around 59, 60 degrees, but only 57 Timberwood Park and Lake Hills, 59 in Converse, and about 60 in Von Army. That changes though. This weekend, highs well into the 60s, so back near average. And then early next week, we're talking back in the lower 80s. But as I said before, another cold front is on the way, so there's quite a difference between Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Another big and abrupt temperature drop. It's going to be very noticeable next week. All right, let's talk about our weather pattern. Of course, last night we had the showers and thunderstorms in parts of West Texas, North Texas. Now all the activity is spreading eastward along the eastern seaboard. It's a good swath of rain. I look at that radar loop with a bit of envy because they actually don't even need the rain, right? They're not in any kind of drought. We could use it. We're just not getting it right now, but we will see a little shift in our weather pattern into next week that will at least reintroduce the slight chance of showers. This little dip in the upper level flow by Monday could give us a few showers. Then there is a potential for a bigger disturbance to drop southward. We like to see these downward dips in that upper level flow in terms of rain chances for us. And we're starting to see that trend. They're just not dipping far enough to the south to give us good energy quite yet, but at least there's some hope for next week. I'm just not getting my hopes too high right now. So near freezing in the morning, then 59 into the afternoon, a north wind at 5 to 10. This weekend, Saturday morning, another chilly start right near freezing, but afternoons in the 60s, and there are those isolated chances. And by the way, the next cold front hits late on Tuesday. You're going to feel the difference by Wednesday of next week.
Oh, big swing there. Thank you.
All right, so the Cowboys think they've done enough at this point. They said they did the investigation and found nothing.
You're talking about a scandal involving a Cowboys executive and 4 cheerleaders. It dates back to 2015. And yes, the NFL indicates they are satisfied with the Cowboys investigation, but is it? We will delve into that when we come back. And future NFL stars from San Antonio getting in their workouts before the NFL Combine. We'll visit with them coming up. Our San Antonio Spurs are officially on their all-star break after going 3-2 in the first half of the Rodeo road trip that included a win in Oklahoma City last night against the Thunder. As a result, the Spurs are just 23-36, currently sitting 12th in the Western Conference standings. They must get to number 10 in order to be eligible for the play-in tournament that could give them a shot at that 8th and final playoff position. They are 2 games out of that spot that is currently being held by the Portland Trail Blazers with 23 games left in the regular season. And in the Silver and Black center, Jakob Poeltl had a career game on the boards of 17 rebounds and included 6 in the offensive glass to go along with his 20 points. It earned Jakob high praise from head coach Greg Popovich, who, as a result of the win, passed Lenny Wilkins to move into second place for wins, most wins in the NBA history, and are now just 3 wins away from breaking Don Nelson's record as a winningest coach in NBA history.
Well, I'm happy for him. It's a long road trip, and the last game of that trip was tough. Everybody wants to go home, and so I thought they hung in there pretty good. Did a good job against a really well-coached, aggressive OKC team.
He's a monster down there. I mean, you know what you're going to get every night. I mean, my hat go off to him. He saved us a lot.
It wasn't a perfect game by any means. A little bit back and forth.
But most importantly, in the end, we pulled out the win. Like, there was some stretches where we let go a little bit, and it shouldn't happen. But like I said, the win's a win, and we're happy about that.
Now, DeJounte Murray is headed to Cleveland for the start of the NBA All-Star Weekend after he's named as an injury replacement for Draymond Green for his first ever All-Star appearance. That's after setting a new franchise record for triple-doubles of 15. Murray will suit up for Team Durant. The rest of the team will have 9 days off until their next game. That will be against Washington on the road on February the 25th.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
The NFL has decided to stay out of the scandal that has broken in the Dallas Cowboys organization after it has been revealed that the team settled with 4 of their cheerleaders for close to $2.5 million after they accused team senior vice president for communications and public relations Rich Dalrymple of voyeurism, with one cheerleader identifying Dalrymple as a man standing behind a partial wall in a locker room with his cell phone pointed in the direction while they were changing following the kickoff luncheon in 2015. All the NFL will say is this: we will decline comment as it was a club matter. That's according to email sent to Pro Football Talk, an indication the league is happy with the Cowboys' internal investigation that allowed Dalrymple to continue his employment until early this month, when he immediately retired with no explanation. That same year, a fan accused Dalrymple of taking upskirt photos of Jerry Jones's daughter, Charlotte Jones Anderson, in the Cowboys' war room during the 2015 draft, which the fan says he caught on a live stream video. According to Yahoo Sports, the Cowboys have been left to deal with the fallout now that the ESPN story is out there. That fallout may include more questions from the House Committee on Oversight and Reform, which has been involved in allegations of hostile and sexually charged workplace environment by the now Washington Commanders. Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson is eyeing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Minnesota Vikings as possible future destinations. That's according to ESPN, where Tampa Bay would be the likely stopping point with the retirement of Tom Brady. The 26-year-old, who has not played for an entire season, has been open about his desire to get out of Houston, but that was before he was hit with a ton of legal issues when as many as 22 women filed civil lawsuits accusing Watson of sexual assault during massages, as well as a criminal investigation by the Houston Police Department. A number of players with ties to San Antonio getting ready for the NFL Combine, which will be held March the 1st through the 7th at Lucas Oil Stadium. Among them are former Judson standouts DeMarvin Leal and Sincere McCormick. Both decided to pass on their senior season to enter the NFL draft this year. Leal at Texas A&M, McCormick at UTSA. The two of them, along among others, are working out at Exos in Frisco, and our Larry Ramirez got to visit with them this week and asked where DeMarvin and Sincere believe they might wind up on draft day.
See, I've been hearing 2 places, Buffalo and then like the Raiders, the 2 places I keep hearing most about. But I mean, if whoever wants to pick me up, I'll be willing. I feel like it's a little bit too early, but you know, definitely just believing in the process, trusting, and just ready to go throughout it.
We're rooting for him. Bull riding to the San Antonio Rodeo next. There is a reason why they call them Bullfighters. San Antonio Rodeo. Cody Webster, Chuck Swisher are keeping the Cowboys safe. Gavin Michael is on board party train. There's no party on this train, just pain. Hangs on for the full 8 seconds. So somehow he manages by hanging on for dear life, and that's when Chuck and Cody move in to distract the bull. You might want to look away now, Stephania. This is Blaine Beatty on board ground assault and is off in a very dangerous area against the fence line. Here's what you didn't see. After he's thrown, watch the Bulls back leg step on him after he comes out of the gate because he's trapped against the fence line right there, almost gets hung up in the roping, and boom. He was okay, we think, but Cody and Chuck get the bull out of there at the time. Bobby Gregg is your winner on board Ribbon of Darkness. He's going to ring up an 88 with a little assist on the dismount as well from the Bullfighters. All in a day's work, fellas. Lucky you're out there, and we hope that cowboy is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. How scary.
Very scary. That's a dangerous place out there.
I like how you had the different angles to torture me.
Just to make sure everybody saw what happened.
We'll be right back.
All right, a very rare discovery made off the coast of New Zealand. Scientists found this creature, nearly 4,000 feet underwater. It is a ghost shark. It is especially rare because scientists usually only find adult members of the specimen. So they're hoping to learn a lot more about this ghost shark creature from this find.
Fascinating. It looks fake. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for the Night Beat. Don't forget that Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.
Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.